Cars.com Auto Review.
Hi, I'm Joe Weisenfelder with Cars.com. This is the BMW 1 Series M. If you're familiar with BMW's M Performance cars like the M3, M5, and M6, same idea here. So why isn't it called the M1? Because that is a supercar that BMW made in 1978. I can just call it the 1M. First, let's take a look at what makes this an M version. Typically, M is partly about power. In this case, it's a 3-liter inline-6 with twin turbochargers. Gives you 335 horsepower and 332 pound-feet of torque. But there's an overboost mode that when the turbos get spooled up, they give you an extra push. And you do feel it. You can nail the gas in virtually any gear, any RPM, and after about a second of regular pull, it starts to really take off. Now the front end is exclusive to the 1M. It has lots of additional air intakes. Now this looks like it might be a vent for brake cooling, but it's actually BMW's first ever application of the air curtain in a production car. What it does is it takes in air and it shoots out through a pretty small slot right here in the wheel well, a curtain of air that helps improve aerodynamics around what is usually an area of turbulence where the wheel is. The M is about as long as the regular 1 Series, but the front track is 2.8 inches wider, the rear is 1.8 inches wider, so as a result, the body is wider. It gives you these more muscular fenders. The wheels are 19 inches, and they come from the competition package that's available on the M3. In terms of interior space, even though this is a smaller car than the M3, the interior dimensions are pretty similar in front. A related issue, if you're a larger person, you might find the side bolsters a little bit too prominent. I actually found them really useful in aggressive driving. It bears noting there's not a lot of bolstering up high, so there's plenty of room for your shoulders. Overall, a good design. In terms of performance, the powertrain is the big plus in this car. Engine's great. Compared with the M3, I like the shifter better in this one. It's a little bit less disconnected and rubbery. Same thing with the clutch pedal. That one has a weird non-linear resistance to your foot pressure. This one's pretty consistent. The steering, there are parts I like. Nice fat M steering wheel. The turn-in is sharp. The precision's good. Here's the problem. It's very heavy. The M vehicles are known for the appendage factor. They feel like a part of you, and part of that comes from all the different systems working together, being perfectly matched. In this case, that ends for me right here. You lose some of the M3's day-to-day livability, including the firmer ride in this car, and you cannot get the adjustable suspension that's an option on the M3. Now, why buy the 1M then? Well, aside from being cheaper, it also is smaller and about 400 pounds lighter, which brings it a lot closer to the original M3, which came out in 1988. If you test drive this one, you've got to test drive the M3 too.
For more car-related news, go to Cars.com or our blog, KickingTires.net.